All praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Let's get right into this video.
The United, something they're not going to tell you on American media, and the American government definitely isn't going to tell you about it. By July 4th, the United States will be out of gasoline. The ships, the tankers in the Gulf of Mexico are taking the oil out of our strategic oil reserve. America cannot use its own oil. It has to sell the oil that is pumped out of our ground so that the American economy doesn't crash. If we used our own oil in America, our economy would crash almost immediately. So come July 4th, there will not be any gasoline. That's the projected time for the United States to run out. This is a real fact. This came from the Energy Secretary of Canada. He did an analysis on all of the gas levels around the globe. Europe is scheduled to run out by the end of this month. America is scheduled to run out July 4th. If you want to see the video, go to Prepper News with Canadian Prepper. Go to Canadian Prepper and look up Nathan. Nathan does a full in-depth analysis of it, and they have the interview on the channel on Canadian Prepper.
Alright, we're gonna go to the next video.
So it begins. Did you guys hear about the memo that AutoZone had sent out to all of their regional managers in, I think it's the Southeast region? And I heard they're going out to more AutoZone stores across the country. But take a look at this. AutoZone leak claims a massive oil shortage could hit the United States. Now, the memo, you'd have to pause this to look at it and see what it actually says. But if you Google this, look into it. And I heard they're going out to more AutoZone stores across the
I'm actually gonna read it for us.
country. But take a look at this.
Alright. So it says, when speaking about unusual or historic supply chain disruptions, it's common for those of us who have been in the business for a moment to reference situations from decades ago. But the truth is, if you've been with us for even a year, you've already worked through one major supplier loss and related rebranding. If you've been with us for just a bit longer, you worked through one of the most difficult reshuffling of inventories and changes in sales flow in our company history during COVID. That's why I'm not worried about what we're facing today. Preparation and the dedication of every one of our team members will see us through this just as you all did before. So what challenge are we facing? In the interest of total transparency, there is zero benefit in mincing words. Due to the unfolding situation in the Middle East, we're facing the largest supply shortage of lubricating fluids in the modern history of America. Realistically, middle-of-the-road estimates are for our average available supply in this product category to drop by 40%.
Auto leak claims a massive oil shortage could hit the United States. Now, the memo, you'd have to pause this to look at it and see what it actually says. But if you Google this, look into it, you'll be able to see more than 40%. So even if there's enough diesel oil to get the trucks around, to get the food into the stores, that still means that is going to affect the food prices dramatically. This is not good at all. And this is not fear-mongering, this is fact. You guys can go look this up. So what I'm thinking, just my opinion, is this just another ploy and another way that they're going to use to get you guys to get those electric vehicles and be happy driving electric cars?
Now I'm going to stop the video here, for I believe we do have the point, but it is very interesting to know that, these stores that need oil, right, which everything needs oil, when you heat up your gas stove, you need oil, that's natural gas, right, electricity a lot of times requires oil, natural gas to run it. And the thing is, you know, just how this world works requires oil to move everything, right? And it seems as though this situation in Western Asia, where Iran is battling and holding off against America right now, is actually starting to affect the whole world. Now, I don't know about the date of July 4th being the time we run out of oil, if I've heard that before, but it does seem very likely that we will run out of oil. Even though America can produce its own oil, apparently if America starts using its own oil to prop up the economy, it will end up crashing the economy. It's because of man. Now let's get out the scripture. It says in Ecclesiastes chapter 39 verse 26, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing, right? And one of those things that is about to go out of the everyday use of mankind is oil. And when oil goes out, guess what? How in the world are you going to get food? Right? Even water will be scarce in that day. So these exciting times, brethren. Right? It says all these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned to evil, right? Because the thing is, when these people cannot get their hands on these everyday essentials, right? These people, the heathen, the sinners, those who didn't turn to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the non-elect, they're gonna go crazy. Because as soon as their essentials that they need, depended on instead of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, they're gonna end up going insane. They're gonna stealing, and they're going to be basically a slave to their situation. It says verse 20, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their wrath and appease the wrath of him that made them, right? And we're going to see a lot of spirits of vengeance in these days, right? When these cops no longer pick up, or when oil becomes very hard to come by, right? And everyone has to start rationing, expect people to start breaking out, or with these food prices that are about to hit the store, just expect people to start rioting. So it's going to be some dark times, brethren, but keep praying in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, that He keep us, that we be of the elect. Hope this lesson is edifying to the elect and hopeful elect, and Shalom.